Welcome back, folks. It was a run for the ages. Albuquerque teacher Jason Zuffranieri became a household name with Jeopardy fans across the nation. His 19-game streak came to an end last night, and while he settles back into life here in Albuquerque as a teacher at Albuquerque Academy, his remarkable run on the game show has undoubtedly changed his world forever.
And our returning champion, a math teacher from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Jason Zuffranieri, whose 6-day cash winnings total $137,300.
So guys, I am out here at Albuquerque Academy with the smartest man easily in the room, maybe arguably in Albuquerque. Jason, did we call you a wonderkind on Jeopardy?
No. I would say the occasionally lucky and sometimes skillful trivia nerd.
There you go.
Yeah.
So how did you get into this? You said that you grew up being a fan of the show, is that right?
Yeah, as you know, almost as long as I've been watching television, I've been watching Jeopardy. I've always been good at kind of memorizing things and recalling things quickly and putting it all together is, that's what a show like Jeopardy is all about. And it took a very long time to finally get on there. I'd been trying for a long time, but I finally made it.
What is that process for someone watching at home that may not know what goes into getting you on that stage with Alex Trebek? What did you go through?
Sure, yeah. So they'll advertise an online test, and you'll play at home. And should you pass the test and should they draw your name, you end up going in person for an interview. They have some of their contestant coordinators. They'll interview you. You'll also take another test so they know you weren't faking it at home. And you'll play some fake games. And if they like you, they take your photo of everyone. If they like you, they say, we want that person back on the show, and you get a very exciting call from a California area code, as I did in March. It was a real shock.
Other daily double. Oh my.
And so was that, you said other than maybe doing some local TV spots, that's really your first time on, at least on that scale?
Absolutely, no, I think that's the only time, yeah, other than in a crowd at some sporting event or something, and then here we are, yeah.
So what does it feel like to be on that stage? Because I feel like I would just freeze like a deer in headlights once the cameras are rolling, once those questions are flying at me, or do you get into a zone when you're there in the competition?
I really felt like I got into a zone. The coordinator people are really good with making you feel at home, and so you're kind of at ease. You can practice on the buzzers right there on the actual set itself. Wow. And what kind of helped me out a little bit is that it's not just you. If it's just you against the questions, you could really start to break down because everyone's watching you. But it's you and two other people. And as a friend of mine said, you know, you don't have to outrun the bear, you just have to outrun the other two people, you know? And so that's kind of the same thing. I figured whatever I was feeling, they were feeling, and it kind of set me a little bit more at ease.
Here at Albuquerque Academy, what is the response been from the student body, faculties? You got to be a celebrity on this campus.
Yeah, you do get noticed. I've been noticed by some students that I have no idea what grade they're in even, and they said, "Are you the guy that's on television and stuff?" And so it's been that's been really neat. Sharing it with my colleagues, they've been super excited. Occasionally, some of the students will say they watched them, and their parents I'm hearing from, and yeah, so people have said they brought the community together a little better. I thought we had a great community already going, but it's just evidence of that there's so many people getting behind me and having a lot of fun.
If there is someone watching out there that says, you know, I want to go into Jeopardy, or maybe it's not Jeopardy, maybe it's Wheel of Fortune or Family Feud or something, what advice would you give them in terms of prepping and persevering to get on that show?
You know, I would say you've got to really be comfortable with yourself, you know. So kind of go into every bit of this process, you know, I mean, from the prep, like you're saying, testing, sending in your stuff. I think if you're yourself, I think the coordinators for any show are more likely to pick you because they know you're feeling natural, and you'll feel more comfortable during the gameplay. And I knew I had some strengths and some weaknesses, and I think it's actually served me well to not try to hinder any of that because, I mean, things have worked really pretty well, and if I had gotten a little self-conscious and said, oh, I don't want to sound like this, or I don't want to take a guess, or I don't want to look silly, it might never have, worked out quite as well. I say also stick with it. I mean, I first tried out in the 90s, and this is, we're almost to the 2020s. It has been a very long time, and not only, was it great to finally make it, I would say without question, this went better than it ever would have if I had succeeded on getting on the show any other time. So I think it's definitely been worth the wait, and it's definitely worth the effort as well.
What is Stalingrad?
That's it.
such a remarkable run. Zuffranieri is among the Jeopardy greats, taking the #3 spot for all-time highest cash winnings, walking away with more than $532,000. Now, he will play in the Tournament of Champions late next year. If you want more information or a recap on this, just head over to nmliving.com.